Groundbreaking technology is being used here for the first time to make three-dimensional images of patients' hearts. The new machine creates images so detailed they might as well be the real thing, and they'll make diagnosing heart disease easier, faster and cheaper.
Meet Ron's heart, or at least a picture of it in more detail than anyone's ever seen before.
When I position you inside the scanner, I'm going to ask you to take a breath in and hold it. And then
Ron had some pain. His specialist wants to check it out, so he gets to be one of the first patients in the country to be scanned by a revolutionary new CT scanner at Ascot Hospital in Auckland.
There's quite a lot of diffuse disease here.
It's called the 64-slice scanner because it's taking 64 x-rays a second while rotating around Ron's heart.
The white areas indicate calcium. That's in this area here.
The hundreds of images are then processed to make a 3D model which shows Ron's heart and its arteries down to minute detail.
based on what you're looking at here, what do you think that 6 hours of pain was?
No, I think it was not cardiac. And Ron would be reassured by that.
The usual procedure is an angiogram, but it doesn't show the detail and it's invasive. It involves snaking a tube through the patient's bloodstream to the heart. Ron's been through 4.
I thought angiograms were state of the art. This is just so much incredibly better.
Although the scan shows some disease in Ron's heart, the general diagnosis is that the pain he felt was not cardiac. That's good news. And best of all, he gets to take home 3D images of his own heart to show the wife and kids. Sharon Ferguson, One News.
At least 10 people are dead and more than 200,000 have been evacuated after heavy flooding in the northeast of the United States. Days of torrential rain has washed out roads, forcing this restaurant off its foundations. The swiftly rising water has left thousands trapped, with rivers and dams overflowing.
While the sun is shining, the worst is not behind us. The rivers will crest higher than they are right now.
Emergencies have been declared across 5 states, including New York and Pennsylvania. More rain is forecast. Well, Tim Wilson is, of course, in New York. Tim, the rivers have now peaked, so what's happening there?
Well, they were particularly concerned about a city called Wilkes-Barre in Pennsylvania on the Susquehanna River. There's a system of levees there, and they're worried about the downtown area. They were expecting that crest, or peak as we say, to occur about 5 hours ago. That didn't actually materialise, and now the floodwaters are receding. But nonetheless, these are the worst floods in about 3 decades. And the latest report is that at least 16 people may be dead. Now, what's been particularly, I suppose, noteworthy about these floods too is the post-Katrina effect, the psychology, if you like, of natural catastrophe. They evacuated those 200,000 people from Wilkes-Barre rather than put their lives in danger. They don't want to risk anything after Katrina. Now, the declaration of the states of emergency, as you mentioned, that allows the states to apply for federal relief funds, and this may be where the second post-Katrina effect kicks in. A report just out on where the federal relief money went in Katrina calls the level of waste, of fraud and of pure rip-off breathtaking. So I guess they should watch out for that. Yea, it is written, Kate Hawkesby, after the rain cometh the rot.
Beautiful. Now, Tim, George Bush, he's pretty angry with some big American newspapers over their terrorism stories.
Yeah, the LA Times, the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal all printed stories on a governmental program, secret governmental program, to track terror dollars through the international banking system. Now, secret was the operative word, the past tense now being the operative aspect. George Bush, very peeved, called the publication of these stories disgraceful. The White House line is that if you publish this kind of thing, you're helping the terrorists. But the newspapers are saying, no, wait, this program actually wasn't entirely legal, and there was some curtailment of civil liberties. It's part of the ongoing debate here in the US about the war on terror. Just how much freedom do you curtail in the defense of freedom?
Now, I hear that, that road rage, of course, is not actually a rage, it's a sickness.
It's a sickness. Indeed, it's a sickness. It's called intermittent explosive disorder, and it was discovered by researchers at the University of Chicago Medical School. It could affect up to 16 million Americans. I would have thought much more than that. We're pretty familiar, I think, with the symptoms: a build-up of pressure, violent outburst, and remorse afterwards. Well, the researchers say that a regime of drugs and therapy can actually treat this sickness. But hang on, violent outburst, grinding remorse afterwards, a regime of drugs and therapy. That's not a pathology that used to be called road rage, Kate Hawkesby. That's a night out with your scaly mates in Manhattan.
Tim, you're just lovely. Thank you so much. Tim Wilson in New York.